Tower.
Welcome back, adventurers, to Tower TV. I'm Wyatt. Hello, Dylan. I'm Wyatt here in the editing suite, and I'm here to tell you guys about Tower 3 that is soon to be ready for opening to come with the new year. And staffing that wonderful store is going to be our one and onlys, Brandon, Evan, and Dylan himself. And there's already product in store to prepare for that new opening, as well as our trusty guardian beholder, as none other are worthy to guard the store. But anywho, what we have for you guys today is that we're going to have a learn to play the basics of the Pokemon trading card game, taught by our one and only Dylan. Take it away, bud.
Hey adventurers, this is Dylan from Tower of Games here at our T3 location. Today we're going to be playing Pokemon TCG and showing you guys all the basics of how to play Pokemon. In Pokemon TCG, there are three main cards that you're going to be able to collect and also be able to play. Those include your Pokemon, your trainer cards, and your energy cards. Each three work together to be able to make a functional deck, as well as each three also have their own different unique versions of those cards to be able to collect if you're into that. So you have your Pokemon, your energy cards, and those trainer cards. There are two ways to have fun with Pokemon TCG. And that is playing the game either when constructing a deck and fighting opponents, or just collecting in general. I personally enjoy doing both. First, I'm going to show you my collection right now. This is just for the latest set right now, Fusion Strike, that came out late November. I've got almost a full binder of almost every card. I'm getting really close to actually completing the set. But as you can tell, just flipping through this binder, I've got a bunch of cool cards, and I'm hoping to complete the set. And I'm hoping if you enjoy Pokemon as well, then you might give it a try as well, trying to complete just whatever sets you actually enjoy. I've had a lot of fun doing this when it comes to collecting these cards so far. Another way that you can collect is also by collecting older Pokemon cards. A lot of people like to do that, and for collecting those cards, such as this Mewtwo card that I have right here, there's an online market for all that. You can find online, just generally eBay, all that kind of sort of things if you're into that kind of stuff for older cards.
That Mewtwo came from the Pokemon movie, right?
Yes, so that Mewtwo is from the, I believe, promo card from the Pokemon movie all the way back in like 99, whenever that came out. I don't remember where I got it, but it's a pretty cool card to have. Now the first step to playing is, of course, constructing a deck. You want to make sure you have a deck of 60 cards with all three of those different types of cards. You have your Pokemon, you have your trainer cards, and you have your energy cards. All three of those work together to actually form your deck and be able to actually play it. And then, of course, you need an opponent to be able to play with. Between you two, the first step is flipping a coin, calling heads or tails, and whatever the coin lands on is whoever gets to decide who gets to go first. So if it lands on heads, I called heads, I decide I want to go first. Right after that, each opponent is going to draw 6 cards from their deck. And that is going to be your prize cards. Those are your win advantage. You want those, or your win condition. Those are your win condition. You want to make sure that each time you knock out your enemy's Pokemon, you're going to be able to draw one card from those prize cards into your hand, and then over time, as you run out of those prize cards, you'll win. The next step after your prize cards is each player is going to grab 7 cards from the deck and put that into your hand. Once you have your hand and it has a basic Pokemon in that, it's going to show you at the top left corner of your card, whether it's a basic Pokemon, a Stage 1 Pokemon, or a Stage 2 Pokemon. If you have a basic Pokemon, you're able to play it. So what each opponent is going to do, if you have a basic Pokemon in hand, is put that face down in front of, in your active Pokemon slot. That's basically in between your deck and those prize cards. If you don't have a basic Pokemon, what you're going to do is you're just going to reshuffle your hand back into your deck, shuffle again, draw 7 cards, and hope for a basic Pokemon. And the more times you do this, each time you have to redo this a mulligan for trying to get that basic Pokemon, the more your opponent's going to be able to have one free card to draw into their hand. Once you have your hand out already, your basic Pokemon in play, and both opponents are all ready to go, each player is going to flip over their active Pokemon and show them to the other player. Now that it is my turn first, I'm going to draw a card. With that card, I get to add that to my hand and figure out what I want to do. Now this turn, there are certain things you can do during your turn before you go into any kind of attacking or any combat phase for any kind of trying to do damage. So first of all, what we're going to do is attach an energy card to the Pokemon. You see at the top right of the card there is a little symbol that shows the typing. It's also, all cards are based on the colors. So Marini right here is a purple psychic type Pokemon card. So I'm going to attach a psychic type energy card to it. It's going to allow me to use Poison Sting. I'm not going to attack just yet. I want to be able to use other cards, such as my trainer card right here. Now with your trainer cards, I currently want to play this Pokeball. But there are 3 different kinds of trainer cards that I am able to use. You have your item cards, you have your stadium cards, and you have your supporter cards. Each 3 do different things. For example, an item card is going to help you be able to pull Pokemon or whatever kind of cards you need, energy cards, from your deck. A supporter card is going to help you more when it comes to status effects and healing your Pokemon and just helping you as helping your Pokemon. The item cards help you as the player, the supporters help your Pokemon. And the stadium cards affect everyone throughout, both yourself and the opponent. The stadium card that I have here is a little complicated depending on which side it's facing, so I'm not going to go too much into detail for that. But what they do, for example, in this card is it's going to affect status conditions and status effects such as paralysis and all those kind of things that we'll get into later. But stadium cards, they affect both players. So for now, I'm going to flip a coin, heads or tails. If it lands on heads, I get to go ahead and search my deck for a Pokemon using my Pokeball card right here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through my deck and I'm going to take this Gengar V. I'm not going to play it just yet. I could. But I'm going to hold off for just a little bit until next turn. Now that I've played a trainer card, I've already placed my energy card, and I'm all good for that. I'm going to go ahead and attack, do whatever my attack is actually going to do, and then end my turn directly after. You want to make sure that you have all of your steps for what you want to do during this turn all done before your attack phase, because as soon as you attack and do damage, your turn is over.
And how does damage really work?
So with damage, each damage is going to show on the right side of where the attack is on your card. It's either going to be like 10 damage all the way to like, some cards do like 300 damage sometimes. There are some pretty powerful cards. My card right here, Marini, it's only going to do a status effect for right now, and that's going to be a poisoning. But other attacks are going to be able to do 10 damage, 20 damage, all the sorts, and D6s are what you're going to be using as damage counters. You're going to put on your damage counter on top of your card, and that is going to showcase how much damage you have currently taken. And as soon as each time you take more damage, you're just going to flip that D6 to account for that. So if I took 10 damage, I'm at 1 on that D6. And if I all the way up to 60 damage over time, multiple turns, that's going to be 60 damage that I take. I turn that all the way to the 6 on that D6, and my Marini will be knocked out and put into my discard pile because it has been defeated. But currently, what I do here for my attack phase right now, I'm going to be playing my Poison Sting, and that's going to cause me to do poison to my opponent's active Pokemon. That is called a status effect. With those status effects, there are multiple in the game, actually. You have, of course, the poison that I just did. You have Asleep, you have Burned, you have Confused, and you have Paralyzed. Each one is going to affect a Pokemon, active Pokemon, in a different way. For example, Asleep, they cannot attack or retreat. They're currently asleep. And at the beginning of your turn, each time you have a status effect, you got to make sure that you either flip a coin to try and get out of that status effect. If heads, usually it's going to wake you up from your asleep status, or it's going to make you so that you're not confused or paralyzed sometimes. For example, the one I just did, Poison, each turn that it is becoming my turn, if I was poisoned, I would need to go ahead and take 10 damage for poison. So it's just over time, it kind of ticks down with the poison status effect. And there are certain trainer cards that you can use to try and remove those status effects, such as poison. But yeah, that's just a general basics of different kind of status effects that are in the game. Now let's say after I've attacked, it is my opponent's turn. He does everything. He does damage to me. I put a damage counter on my Pokemon, and it is now back to my turn. Now what I'm going to do this turn is something that I wasn't able to do last turn, and that is evolve my Pokemon. Pokemon is a franchise known for its evolution idea in the game. Each Pokemon is able to evolve. Well, certain Pokemon can evolve, some don't have an evolution, but most Pokemon are able to evolve, such as my Mareanie evolving into this Toxapex right here. When I do that, I can evolve one Pokemon by one stage. See, I can evolve a Pokemon by one stage each turn. You can do that for as many Pokemon that you have out on the field for evolution. So once I have this Toxapex out, you're going to see that it now has a different move, it has more health, and with that, now that it has a new move, it also needs more energy to be able to do that move. So over time throughout my turns, I can attach one energy to one Pokemon each turn. So let's say a few turns have gone by back and forth, and I'm able to buff my Toxapex up to about 3 energy cards again, which allows me to be able to attack again. Over time, as this goes on, each turn passing by back and forth, I'm going to be able to attach more energy cards to all my Pokemon, including Pokemon that I have in my bench. You see, this turn I've moved my Gengar V that I had that I pulled last time into my bench, which is going to be right below your active Pokemon slot. You can also retreat Pokemon. There's a retreat cost at the bottom, back and forth, and swap things out. But that's more like tactically if you want to. There are specifications for helping with all that. There's, of course, trainer cards that can help with retreating and swapping out different Pokemon, as well as moves that do that. But we're not going to get into that right now. But for the most part, you have my Gengar V down there. He's just going to be bulking up as well throughout different turns with energy cards. As well as I'm going to give him his evolution, which is Gengar V all the way into the Gengar V Max. The V cards and the V Max are special cards that have been introduced within the past few years. They're more powerful cards. But yeah, over time you're just going to be bulking up your cards, doing damage, and the more Pokemon that you knock out from your opponent's cards, each time you knock a Pokemon out, again, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to take one prize card and put that into your hand. After you've defeated enough Pokemon to be able to take all your prize cards, once you have run out of prize cards, you have won the game. Another way to win the game is that if your opponent does not have any more basic Pokemon that they are able to currently play, that is an automatic to win to you. But for the most part, a lot of your wins should be based on your prize card. And that's just the basics of how to play Pokemon TCG when it comes to turns, Pokemon, different kinds, the evolutions, all that. There's more in-depth tutorial on different kind of rule sets for playing Pokemon, and you can get that at pokemon.com/us/Pokemon-TCG/rules. It's going to be right here on the screen for you as well. You can go to that link right there, and it's going to show you a full manual from Pokemon themselves on TCG rules if you want more of an in-depth tutorial on what each status effect, different turns in play, and all that kind of sort. But this has been Dylan. I hope to see you later at T3 out in Western Branch once we open soon. And I'll make sure ask to play Pokemon with me at some point. See ya. Is that decent for the outro?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.